yes I does that. Stays hot, I ain't gotta get my buzz back. What everybody trying to be now, I was that.
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Lisa Marie Lee, and I am here to answer any questions that anyone may have as far as this current new normal. Hello Instagram, hello Facebook. All right, I plan to not take up too much of your time. I have received a lot of questions. I have been able to narrow them down, all right, to two basic questions that everyone pretty much has. The first one being, do I have any suggestions, or how do you go about finding a job during this current pandemic? First off, everything that's going on now is the new normal. It is the permanent new normal, like I previously just said. So what I'm going to tell you is going to be what it is from here on out of how to go about finding a job. The first thing that you do need to know is that remote work is here to stay, regardless of how many employers want to try to make that not a staple. It is something that will remain the same. Second, automation, AI, robotics, whatever you want to call it, that is the new normal. It was the new normal prior, but it is definitely the new normal now, especially with a lot of people not returning back to the workforce. A lot of people are actually leaving the workforce. In April, it was estimated that 4 million people left the workforce, and another 4 million continuously here on out, and it was estimated again in July as well as 4 million. So millions of people are leaving the workforce for many reasons. A lot of those reasons having to do with people realizing that they want something different in their career, especially with the new normal. And people realizing that may have been in nursing, they may realize that that's something that they may not want to do. Someone that's working in healthcare outside of nursing, but just regular pharmaceuticals or something like that, or somebody that's been employed in a services sector such as grocery industry or hospitality, restaurant, and they're realizing how unsafe it can be if customers do not say want to wear a mask, if customers do not want to show their I'm not gonna say the word because of the platform, the V verification. So it's a lot that goes into it when you go into hiring employees, or you as a job seeker. What do you want to deal with? So suggestions for finding a new job during this current pandemic, or this new work environment, this work culture, this new understanding of employees actually having a say. The first thing I say is to apply for something that you love. Choose a career, or just if it's just a part-time job, something that you like to do. Do not just take a job because you feel you need money. Yes, we all need money, but you need to be able to perform effectively in a job so that you can continue to make money. And if you do not like this job, how are you going to be successful at it? How are you going to network while you're on that job? You never know. The person that you meet on that job may be able to refer you to something that you can excel at and be your best at and go on to turn into a career. So it is important that you, one, choose a job that you truly love. Or if not love, something you're good at and you have a passion for. You don't have to necessarily love it, because we love so many different things and we're good at so many different things. So that's the first thing that I will tell anyone. Make sure that you are following in something that you are good at and you're also passionate about. So really that's two, that you're good at and that you are passionate about. The third thing I will say to you, figure out, how do you want to work? Do you mind working at home, or do you prefer to work in the actual job site? That's very important. Some people, it does not bother them that they had to go and work outside and be considered an essential worker. They enjoyed that. They love knowing that they were there to help other people and knowing that they're there to be of service. So if that's something that does not bother you, then of course consider positions in that situation. But if that's something that you choose to not do and you feel that that's something that makes you uncomfortable, I advise you not to apply for positions that put you in that situation. And if they do put you in that type of situation, do you prefer to be outside, say doing Uber, say doing Amazon delivery or anything like that? So you're still out of contact with people, but you still are working outside of your home. So there are a lot of different things that you should consider also. So like I said, consider something that you're good at, something that you're passionate about, and in a work environment that will not have you feeling uncomfortable and that you're, concerned about. Because as we saw, a lot of people may not have wanted to do certain jobs because of the because of things changing and the new normal. I keep saying new normal because this is what it is. This is what it is, and this is what's going to be. A lot of people cannot perform in those type of environments. So it's important that you understand what you are capable of doing, understanding what you're incapable of doing, and understanding what will work best for you. Okay? And another main question that I've had is that people have asked, is it possible to renegotiate your current salary? And I'm going to say yes. Regardless of your position or regardless of any position that you are applying to. You hear me, Instagram. You hear me, Facebook. Regardless of any position that you are applying to, you should always negotiate your salary. You should never take a job without negotiating your salary. I don't care if you're only making minimum wage $7.25 an hour. Negotiate your salary. You can negotiate if they're only willing to pay you that. What are the benefits that are coming with that? Maybe you can change that out. Maybe you can say, oh, well, I don't need 30 days of vacation a year. How about you give me $2 more in my pay instead of offering me 30 days vacation a year? You can negotiate. Just because you're a minimum wage, lower level worker, or even middle level worker or non-exempt employee, meaning that you are hourly, you can negotiate your salary. It does not matter the position that you're working with. Remember, you have the power as an employee because the company needs you. They are considering you. They find value in you. So it's up to you to stand up and show how valuable you are. It's up to you to stand up and show that you are worthy and that you are strong enough to stand in position and stand in what you believe in and stand in what you deserve. A lot of people go leaving the money on the table when they accept a job because they do not negotiate their salary. A lot of people leave a lot of money on the table. Why are you leaving money on the table? They're offering you the position, which means that you are the number one. Yeah, there may be someone behind you, but I guarantee you that person may be negotiating their salary. That's why they're considering you, to see how they can get over, because that's what it's all about. It's all about a give and take when it comes to being an employee, and it's up to you to stand in your truth and show that you are of value and you're already being valued if you are being offered a position. So please negotiate your salary. And now, as a current employee, you can still renegotiate your salary. If you feel like a lot of people that may not want to go back to work, you're seeing a lot of them, they're saying, well, hey, I'm not coming back unless I can remain in remote, and a lot of companies are having to figure out how to navigate that, and as I said, if you are someone that's already working out in the field and you don't have that mid-level type of job, you can still renegotiate your salary. Like I said, you can negotiate for less vacation time, for more money in your check. You can negotiate in all kinds of ways. So please don't think that because you are an hourly worker that you cannot renegotiate your salary. Okay, now, my biggest concern right now with people in the workforce and people that are going to apply for new positions to level up in their career is to enhance your skills. And when I say enhance your skills, everyone should be focusing on how they can better themselves on the job, and not just within the current job that they're working, but within the job that they want in the future. Okay? So that means you should be focusing on getting that management position. I know a lot of people don't want to be managers. They prefer to just work lower level positions or non-supervisory positions. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no job shame here. I'm not here to job shame anyone. Only reason I say that is, if not management position, but at least something that has technical skills and something that allows you to be able to give your opinion and for your opinion to matter. Not every supervisor has that option, you know, but if you're working and you have a skill that is of value, usually you're your own employee. You're your own supervisor. You are your own supervisor. You're the one that's able to make decisions. So you want to get a job that allows you that. And also you want to ensure that that job allows you to have tuition reimbursement or some kind of professional development. And that's something you can also renegotiate in your salary or your compensation package with. You can renegotiate. Oh, well, if you, instead of giving me a raise, how about you pay me for professional development? You can do that as well. There's different things so that you can go in tuition reimbursement, so that you can go, if your company doesn't offer that at your level or whatever, however you're getting paid, you can renegotiate that and include that into your new salary. So you always have options as an employee. I just want people to know that you don't have to settle. There's no reason for anyone to settle. You have the power as an employee. You're not just strapped in to just work on the production line, you know, like the robots and all that, like everyone likes to claim when it comes to society and all that. Yes, the mentality of it is that way, but if you know how to negotiate and how to guarantee that you can be successful on the job, you need to explain to your manager, to your supervisor, to your HR what you need to be successful, or what do they offer that can be negotiated for you if you're currently not receiving it, to help you be successful on the job, to help you be successful in your own personal life so that you can advance. As I said, through professional development. And I'm speaking on technical skills. Why do I speak on technical skills? Because currently, if you look around, automation, robotics, AI is the new jam. That is the new thing that is going on. And especially now with so many millions of people that are leaving the workforce right now. There are millions of people that are currently leaving. Like I said, the Department of Labor just said in July, 4 million people have left the workforce. It was also estimated the same for that in April. So millions have been continuously leaving the workforce. Some are not going back to work. Some are starting businesses, and some are just taking on freelance type jobs and stuff like that. So when I say that, robotics is here. I'll start making more posts about how they are here. But even if you work, you have a CDL license right now, Amazon is currently testing remote driving cars. If you do Uber, already there's a company, what's it called? Zoox, Z-O-O-X, I think it is. They already are testing self-driving automated cars. Kind of like you've seen the movie Total Recall. I like to call it the Johnny Cab. If you remember that in the movie, the only difference is there's no robot in there talking, but it drives. That's currently right now that's going on. I mean, even when you look at Tesla with the driving cars and Cadillac and all of that, automation is here. Depending on where you live, if you've noticed, even just the kiosk in McDonald's, that's something that's going to be continuous, and that's going to be something that's going to continue to replace people that do cash register type positions. So if you are looking for just a regular freelance type gig, or if you're just looking to get back in the workforce because you've been home or anything like that, I would not focus on getting a cashier based job. Those jobs will be obsolete. It's another company called Smart Mart. If you look that company up, it's a all automation gas station. This company's actually been around since I want to say 2004. Yeah, since like 2004. It's one in Tennessee, and nobody works there. It's a gas station, it's a store, everything is automated. You go up, you push on the kiosk, you say what you want, and all the stuff comes out. There's no human in there. So imagine the 7-Eleven on the corner, or the bodega on the corner, or anywhere like that. Imagine all of these types of stores, and they're all automated. So what are these people that's working in there? What are they going to do? You know who's going to lose out? You know who works those type of jobs? People that, there's nothing wrong with it, but people that choose to not go to college, or people who may have some kind of felony or something like that. Those are going to be the people that are going to be left behind. So if you think that there's millions of people now that are already out of the workforce, you're going to notice and you're going to see as how more automation comes through, those people and millions more are going to get left behind. So when I say look at ways to enhance your skills, I definitely mean technical skills. And I definitely mean when it comes to like trade type jobs and things like that, because robotics and automation, it's already here. But as time goes on and with things that's changing, it's going to even move into that sector. But if you have the technical skills, you can move on to learning how to fix those types of equipment and machines and robotics and things like that, or to work with it. Even with Amazon right now, they're using robotics. That's how everything is moved and shipped and transferred through on out. And they've got people there to learn how to work with the machines. And outside of that, they also offer professional development for those people who choose to stick with the company so that they can level up and move on into different parts of the business. Now, not all companies do that. So that's why it's important for you to choose and understand who you are applying to, which is my next step. For step 4, understand who you're applying to. Understand who you're working for. Research the company that you are working for. Do not just go out here applying for a job, like I said, and then you take the job and you don't even negotiate the salary, so you're leaving money on the table and you're working a job. Some people even take jobs and they don't even realize how much they're getting paid. Yes, they will be so ready to get a job that they won't even ask the most important question: how much are you going to pay me? What benefits do I get? A lot of people will accept a job and just be in there working and have no idea what's going on. And please don't do that. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Do not give your power away to corporations. You are the one that's in charge of your career. So you should be the one guaranteeing that you know how much money you're going to get paid. You're taking this job because you want money and you need money to survive, and you know that you have to have money. So please take the money that's on the table. If they're offering a certain amount, and first off, we're going to go into how you negotiate your salary. I'm going to try not to keep you guys too long. But please, when you are offered a position, do not jump into speaking about money first. Like, this is basic bartering, like we out negotiating with your cousin or somebody out on the street. Treat it the same way, but in a professional aspect, you know? If somebody's offering you something for a higher price, you know you're not going to buy it. So treat it the same way as that. If you are offered a position, wait for them to say what the pay is. Never be the first to discuss pay. But we'll get into that when we talk about my professional history workbook. And then, as I said, the main things that you need to focus on, there are 4 key things. Making sure that the job that you're considering is something that you're good at. Don't just take a job because you see it and you're like, oh, I'm going to go do this job. No. Take a job that you're good at. Take a job that you're passionate about. Always negotiate your salary. And always look for ways to enhance your career, to benefit your career as far as getting skills and things like that, so that you'll be valuable all the way through. And that's going to help you, and that's going to allow you to build relationships on the job. Because if you're able to build relationships on the job, whether it's through different people that you meet, whether you do sales or anything like that outside of the company or within the company, that's going to help you to level up your career. But those are the main questions that I got received. But I'm going to talk about how, from what I just told you, how you can use the professional history workbook. I have it pinned on Facebook and I have it linked here on Instagram. I don't know why the store is not working on there, but if you don't feel like you can't remember all this information that I'm telling you, I'm going to put the replay. I'm going to put it on Facebook, and I'm also going to leave it on Facebook and also YouTube. But my professional history workbook, it also will have information. This you can use for everything that I'm speaking about. You can use this to get the job that you deserve and to get the pay that you deserve. Yes, the pay. Like I said, don't leave money on the table. Use this. And if you can't use this, listen to what I have to say to get the pay that you deserve. We're going to start out with this and why this is important. Now, everything that I'm telling you, if you feel that you don't need this information, please, if you have kids, your kids can use this information, okay? Because what we've been taught and believed when we were going into the workforce is not the same as what our kids are dealing with. They're dealing with a whole new animal. They're dealing with social media. They're dealing with internet. They're dealing with all the new technology that's coming out. So it is important that you understand what is currently asked of you and your kids when you are going into the workforce. Okay, my book starts out with you understanding your professional goals. Like I spoke of earlier, you need to understand your professional goals. What are you trying to achieve? What are you doing? Are you just out here working and you don't know what you're working for? If you're doing that, that's a problem. You need to have a goal. You need to have a goal, Facebook. You need to have a goal, Instagram. What is your goal? Are you going to work forever until you're 80, probably older than that with all the technology that's going on now? You be working until you're 100, and then you just die, Are you going to do that forever? You can't do that forever. Yes, I know everyone's like, oh, well, I'm invested in stocks and all that. Yes, okay, that's fine. But you still need to have a goal, Stocks can go any kind of way. So you still need to have a professional goal, something that's going to help to level you up outside of other things that you're doing. Okay? And the only way to be successful and to meet that is to have a plan. And my professional history workbook has that set up for you. It has a plan. It lets you know, it helps you to map out not just short-term goals, but long-term goals. How much those goals are going to cost you, what skills you're going to need to have this specific goal. And this can change over time. Let me say this. What you do now, like what I did when I was 17, and now I am 39, I'm not doing the same thing. So it's okay to change your goals throughout your life. That's expected because we're human and we grow with time. So don't feel like you're locked into something, but you need to have a plan. And my professional history workbook allows you to have that plan. And it also asks you specific questions to help you map out that plan. It's all important that we all map out our plans, all right? It also helps you with writing your part statements for your resume, but we're not getting into all of that today. We're just trying to talk about how you can understand how to benefit your career and track it. You can use my book to track it too. But outside of that, you need to understand what your skills are. I know that I spoke on how you need to only focus on jobs that you're good at. Yes. Now, I know when I say that, a lot of people, let's be real, a lot of people don't even understand who they are and what they like. They're so busy being in the robotic state of society and just working a job and doing a job and things like that. You need to understand what you're good at. What are you good at? What do you like to do? What do you not like to do? Are you working a job that you don't like to do? Why are you working a job that you don't like to do? If you're doing that, that's a problem. You need to understand, like I said, what do you like to do? Are you good at it? Are you good at it? Are you able to excel at it? Is it something that is a passion for you? And if it's something that's a passion for you, it's something that you're going to just want to do without having to feel stressed out, without having to feel like you're being burdened. And that's what you want. That's what you want. You want to go to work and love your job. If you don't love your job, that's a problem. And you need to schedule an appointment with me so that we can work that problem out and help you level up your career in a new aspect, okay? So if you don't know what your career, what your skills are, like when people ask you what's your soft skills are things that have nothing to do with how you work, but more you and explaining the type of person that you are. Are you communicative? Are you good at public speaking? Are you good at asking questions and interviewing people? Do you have good writing skills? All of these different things can lead you into another job or lead you into just creating a company. You can start out, a job doesn't necessarily have to start out being a job. You could be so good at a position that you could turn around and turn it into a business. Now, I know that some people choose to not think like that and want to be in that type of situation, but I'm just letting you know. This is something that you can do. If you're a good writer, you could write a book. You don't have to necessarily be stuck in whatever you're doing right now. You can level it up to something like that. So there's other things. Are you a good leader? You know, there's different things that offer you a brighter future. Okay. So it's important for you to understand what those skills are. So when someone asks you what your soft skills are, that's when they're asking, what are you good at of you personally? What basically in describing you as a human being? Are you communicative? Can you talk very well? Are you good at solving problems? You know, are you good at managing conflict and getting people to relate to each other and understanding that? And then from there, you know that you're good at that. So that's how that leads you into choosing a job that is right for you. Okay? Yes. All right. Now, when someone asks you about your hard skills, that's describing what you're good at as far as the type of work you're good at. Okay? Are you good at calling on the phone? Are you good at taking orders? Are you good at managing money and counting money? You know, if you're good at those types of things, that leads you also into understanding whether you're good for one position versus another. And my book also has a list of those in here as well. Are you good at coaching? Are you good at, welding and all that type of stuff that leads into plumbing, that leads into manufacturing, that leads into building and construction? So there's so many different things, and you don't have to be locked into one field or industry. I want you to keep that in mind too. Just because you're normally used to working in construction, that doesn't mean that you have to stay there. You can move and venture into other areas that offer those same skills. You know, it's very, very possible to do that. Like if you're a carpenter, you can go into furniture making. You don't just have to go into making houses. Like there's different things that you can do. All right. Like if you're a caregiver, they're not only taking care of children, they know how to manage time. They know how to manage money. They know how to do hygiene and taking care of things, and they know how to cook. They know how to do laundry, you know, so you can go also into hospitality and things like that. You don't have to just stay in caregiving or healthcare or anything like that. If you feel like you want to move out of the healthcare realm, you still have the skills that you can move into hospitality or something like that, restaurateur, anything like that. So that's just something for you guys to know. And this is a big one. Please keep track of all of your accomplishments. This is not only good for protecting you on the job if you've ever been discriminated or anything like that, but it's also good for you in determining why you deserve a raise. As I said, when you want to go into renegotiating your salary, you know, always keep track of the work that you've done, because your manager is not going to do that. Your supervisor is not going to do that. It's your responsibility to, when you go and you're ready to renegotiate your salary, or you're ready to go in to apply for a new job, you have documentation of what you have done. Because like I said, you are out here and you are marketing yourself for a position. You're marketing yourself for more pay. You're here to explain why you deserve something. And if you are not able to explain that, if you're not able to describe what you've done, why you've done it, why you deserve it over that person that got the job, then you're not going to get the job. And as I said, you're leaving money on the table. Please stop leaving money on the table. Be able to be as loud and boisterous as you want when it comes to getting what you deserve. Yes, you got to do it in a professional way, but at the same time, stand up for what you deserve. Stand up. Don't leave money on the table. Be prepared to renegotiate your salary. And when you're ready to renegotiate your salary, say what you've done, say why you deserve it, and say why you are of value. That's what it's all about. It's all about you showing that you're valuable and that you deserve a position, or you deserve a certain amount of pay. And that's what goes into it. And that's how people get jobs, outside of beating the automated system that's most companies use to look at your resume. Outside of that, your resume is your Facebook page. Your resume is your Instagram of you. Your resume is who you are. It's your billboard. It says what you do. It says why you're great at what you do. And if you're not able to explain why you're good at that, or why you deserve that, or what you've previously done, regardless if you just took out trash, who cares? There's no job shaming when it comes to demanding your worth. If you were taking out trash, so what? You was the best person to take out the trash. You made sure that the trash cans was clean and all this and that, and there was no vermin and all this and that. And from doing that, it led to the building being cleaner and all of that, and which led to customers being more satisfied and more customers coming because it's clean and they feel like it's a clean place. So just because you worked at a lower level taking out trash, it does not mean that the job that you did not have value. So that's where you would come in and you would explain that in your resume and things like that. So it does not matter what type of job that you're doing. It's all about how you explain your value. It's all about how you explain your worth. It's all about how you show that you deserve something, okay? All right, so within my workbook, it also gives you information on how to write your resume, but we're not going to go into that because I can't share my screen and show you how to do all of that. One day I'll set up something like that. We're probably on Zoom or something, and I'll share my screen and you can see how everything is done. But since we're doing this on Instagram and Facebook, it's a little different. I'm just talking to you and I feel like I've been talking forever. What time is it? All right, yeah, I've been talking for a while. All right, so we're gonna go into the negotiating your salary. That's in my professional history workbook as well. And I think this is the most important because as I keep reiterating, don't leave money on the table. People leave money on the table. Don't leave money on the table. All right. Number one, do not be the first to speak about money like I had spoken earlier about. Like when you go on your job interview is for you to learn about the business, okay? It's not for you to go in and automatically assume that you've gotten the job because you don't know what's going to happen in there. All you need to do is go in and listen. Listen and ask questions. That's all you need to do. You're not there to say, yeah, I'll take the job. No, that's not your place. That's not your place. That's the place for the company, the employer, the supervisor, whomever, you know, the manager who would be your manager that's interviewing you. That's their place to come in, tell you about the position, for you to listen about the position, and then for you to ask questions. And it's also for you, the time for you to demonstrate how you are knowledgeable about the job that they're offering and the company that you're applying to. Please don't apply to a job, show up to an interview, and you don't even know why you're there. You don't even know what the company does. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I know a lot of people still walk away with jobs because companies really, really need employees, but don't do that because then you're working for somebody and you don't even know who you're working for. And then later on, you're probably going to end up quitting this job and you're wasting people's time. You're wasting your time, or you'll be working this job and you don't like the job, you know? So please have a strategy. Like I said, make a plan. Like I said, get the book. It'll help you to make a plan. It'll help you to understand what you're good at, what you're not good at, what you don't mind doing, what you do mind doing. So that when you go into the interview, you're not wasting anyone's time, okay? Or your time, because time is money. Time is money. No one wants their time wasted. Who wants to get ready and prepared for an interview, then go in and then realize you don't like this job, which is okay. That's fine. But if it was something that you already kind of knew that you wanted to do, then that's different, you know, and you just need to research before you go. You need to research to understand how they pay their employees, understand what's expected of you on the job. A lot of ways to do that is to look on Indeed and Glassdoor. I think, like, you know, what's it, ZipRecruiter. Look at previous employees, and LinkedIn is another one, and previous employees and current employees, and look at how they feel about working for this company. And that's a question that you should be asking your interviewer also when you go in to interview for the job. That's one of the main questions you should be asking. So you're not only listening to what the interviewer has to say about a position, but you're also prepared to ask those types of questions and to understand what is offered as far as benefits and compensation and hourly pay or salary pay. What is their price range and things like that. And that's the key for you to know where your range is for negotiating your salary, okay? But don't bring up money first. You should not be the first to bring up the money. They are the first to bring it up. They should be like, well, we're looking to pay during this range. And you say, oh, okay. And when you leave the interview, don't automatically just jump at taking this job. Okay? Tell them you need to think about it. You want to go home and think about it. You want to show that you have other people after you, or that you have other options. You don't want to come off as you really need this job, because then it's gonna be easier for them to actually try to get over on you. Okay, so when you go into your interview, you want to make sure that you already know about the company. You're already prepared about what questions that you want to ask. I have the questions here in the professional history workbook too. And how long have I been on? Okay, time is moving. I don't want to have y'all too long, but there are some interview questions in here that you can ask. Let me see. You can ask. See, the one that I'm holding, this is an older version. Mind you, the professional history workbook is actually an ebook. See, this is the printed version that I have. I can take pre-orders if people do want a printed version, but I know we're in this paperless society, so people don't want printed now. Everyone wants an ebook, but that's what's on the website. You got the ebook version, but do not provide your desired compensation, okay? And the reason I say that is because you wanna allow yourself a chance to go back after all the information that they've given you and what their range is, and you knowing what your actual desired or what you're desiring. You already know what you kind of have or what you've offered because you've research the company, so you kind of have an idea what they may be paying. You kind of have an idea when you're going in what is expected of you, and that's also another reason why you research, so that you know and there's no surprises when you get in there. And this also prepares you to know how to negotiate once you get in there. Okay, but the goal is for you to build your worth and to be in there and to confidently show and to reiterate all the information, not the same information, but to reiterate all the information that is presented in your resume. So the most important thing for you to do is listen to what they have to say. And when you're ready to negotiate your salary, this only will occur when you've actually been offered a position. Okay, so as I said, you're not going to just walk out. Now, sometimes they will offer you the position right then and there, but you don't have to just jump on it. You can say, may I have a couple of days to think about it? And you don't have to go ahead automatically right then and there and accept what they're offering when they offer you the position. Do not do that. Do not do that, because you want to ensure that you're paid fairly, and you want to ensure that you're paid on the higher end of the spectrum versus the lower end of the spectrum. Okay, so regardless of what position that you're applying to, you want to make sure that you're negotiating your salary. It does not matter what the position is. You can always change stuff out. If you choose that you don't need the 30 days of extra vacation and you would rather have $2 more in your paycheck, $2 more in your hourly salary, you can do that. There are ways to negotiate that and not accept what they're automatically offering to you. But that's in the book, and it breaks it down, everything about what you need to do to be able to ensure that you're paid fairly. So, and let's say they're offering you $60,000 for a job offer. They're going to offer you a salary of $60,000. And let's say you turn around and be like, no, this is the demonstration that's in the book. No, I don't want that. I feel as though with the job that's being offered and my skills that I have, I feel I would like to negotiate for $75,000. Okay? Of course, they're going to be like, whoa, well, we might not be able to do that, but let me go back and take that to my manager and to my supervisors and all of them, because HR doesn't set the salary. Let's be clear. HR does not set the salary. HR is just there to see how you fit a desired mold that a company is choosing to create. That's what they're there for. They're there to just emulate what a company is looking for. So they don't say how much employee they want to be paid. That they just take that back to the higher ups. the higher ups in financing and CEOs and things like that. And they're the ones that sit around and they talk about and negotiate how much people are paid. So if you are saying you want 75, you better be able to back that up. You know, you better be able to explain that, and you better be able to explain based on your skills that you currently have and compared to other companies that you've researched, which is why it's important for you to research to say, well, this company is offering this, or I've been offered a job offer from this. You can always throw that out there as well. Make sure that you want to be pursued. It's like dating, you know, when you're going for a job, it's like dating. It's like, it's teasing, you know, and it's saying, well, I was offered this, you know, and then you want to be desired. You want people to fight over you and say, well, if they're going to pay this, then we'll pay you this. You know, that's how you're negotiating. You're treating it like that. So you're bartering your way through it. So you don't have to just accept a position. And I think that that's the most important takeaway that I want everyone to get from this is that you don't have to settle for what is offered. Okay? Because if you're already being sought after, you're already desired. Okay? The desire is there. So the goal for you is to show why you're desired, to keep the interest in you based off of your skills. And that's what your resume is for. And the interview is just the icing on the cake. It's just you coming in and showing off. And it's like the flirting aspect of the dating where you finally meet and you come in and you flirt, but you're flirting with your skills. You're flirting with why you are the way you are, what makes you magnificent, what makes you desirable for this company. And so that's why it's important for you to understand what is expected of you prior to going in, okay? I think that's it. I don't think I have many questions. What I think is most important also with me talking about negotiating the salary outside of that is using your references. You know, we know so many people in this world. You may feel like you don't know a lot of people, but you do. Or you know someone that knows someone that knows someone that knows someone. Okay? So don't be afraid to speak up. I know a lot of people from the questions that I've received, a lot of people are afraid to come out and ask their friends if they know of any positions that are available, or if they know of a way for them to enhance their skills at a lower cost or anything like that, which is another reason why I'm so vocal, because I get questions like this and people are really afraid and embarrassed to speak about needing help in finding a career or needing help in getting a new job or dealing with whatever personal issues that they are dealing with and, you know, needing a way to make more money. Don't be ashamed of that, which is another reason why I'm offering this and why I'm telling you the importance of renegotiating your salary and not leaving money on the table. Is because if you don't know your worth, no one else is going to know your worth, okay? It's important for you to just be confident in who you are and to not be afraid to say you need help. And ways to go about that through your employer or through people that you know is to just talk about ways of how you can do better at something. You don't have to focus on what you're dealing with, but you can focus on ways to help enhance your current work situation, your current living situation. And also don't forget to take advantage of services that are offered by your employer. A lot of people don't even know the benefits that are offered. A lot of companies do have ways for you to get certain services such as therapy and things like that if you are suffering in any type of way, or outlets to help you find ways to deal with certain things such as childcare and stuff like that. So always ask questions of your HR. HR, yes, is there to work for the company, but at the same time, they do have access to information that will help to benefit you. So it's important to always use that outlet if you have any questions or if you're dealing with any kind of issues of trauma or, you know, concern. But always keep that in mind. But as I said, please renegotiate your salary, renegotiate your salary, renegotiate your salary. What you started with is not what you currently at. Like they say, yesterday's numbers is not today's numbers. You have been working with a company for however long you've been working. You should not be getting paid the bare minimum that you first started out with, okay? And if you know that you're valuable, and even regardless of the gap that you've had in your work history, it does not matter. You still have a skill. You still are doing what is needed of you, okay? So if you have a gap work history, that doesn't mean anything. What have you been doing outside of so-called employment? You're still working, even if you're at home being a stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home dad, or you're taking care of a loved one. A lot of people are doing that right now, especially with the COVID. A lot of people are helping to take care of family members that are suffering right now. That's still a job. You're still managing. You're still finding ways to do accounts payable and receivable by paying bills and things like that. So you are still working. You are still employed. You're not just home eating Doritos on the couch. You're working. You have a skill, and you are an asset. And what you're currently doing is a skill that someone else needs. So don't ever feel that what you're doing isn't of value. Okay. I'm trying to think. I wrote all the questions. If anybody has questions, just go ahead and ask me, because it's a lot. I know I'm going through a lot. I'm going to reshare this on all the pages. Yes, Instagram, yes. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to reshare it on Instagram, and I'm going to reshare it everywhere. I've been talking. Oh my goodness, it's been an hour. It doesn't feel like it's been an hour, but I don't want to hold anybody. But I want to just reiterate the importance when you are writing your resume. If you need help with writing your resume, please don't be afraid to reach out. If you feel like you would like me to write it and be of service to you, please check out my website, www.linkresults.com. I still take a couple clients every now and then. And if you feel like you can take charge and do it yourself, don't be afraid to download my professional history workbook. It's got everything in there to help you to be successful and to get the job that you deserve. But regardless of the job that you're choosing to go for, don't leave money on the table. Negotiate your salary, boost yourself, make sure that you're getting the job that you want to work, a job that you're good at, a job that you know that you're going to be happy with working, because there's lots of jobs out here. Don't get it wrong. Mind you, there's a lot of people out here that are unemployed, but there are also people out here that are currently not really looking to go back into the workforce. But it's important for you to know how to make yourself stand out, okay? All right. If that's it, I can't believe I've been on here for an hour talking. I think I've answered all the questions. I know a lot of people wanted to just really focus on how to enhance what they're currently doing and making sure that they're getting paid what they deserve. So the main way that you can do that is to just negotiate. Negotiate if you're going for a new job. Negotiate if you're currently employed. Renegotiate. There's ways to do it. There's tips in my book. And I'll start posting and putting a lot more of this information out as well. Thank you guys for joining me. And if you have any questions, don't forget to reach out. Okay? Talk to you guys later. Bye.